He has a local radio show. You can see that on the Fishbowl Radio Network. He just came out 3 weeks in a row at every of the Hyenas in the Metroplex as an MC. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Chris Evans!
Damn, all that hype, I better be good. Real quick, if you can acknowledge a couple people that are here to see me tonight. My beautiful wife, Victoria, is here. Give it up for her. And my father-in-law, Tony, is also here. If you can give it up for him. Thank you for making such a beautiful daughter who I care for very much. You can be very, very proud of her. Scored some points there. So my wife and I made a sex tape last night, and... Is that not how you start things? I'm still pretty new at this. You can learn a lot about yourself about sex tapes. Like I learned that naked sex appeal has a shelf life. And apparently mine was last night. Because I actually learned that, man, when I was watching it, I was actually more frightened for my wife than I was turned on. It was almost like I was watching her star in a horror movie with her in it. No! Run! He's right behind you! Oh shoot, he got her. It's a damn shame. She was real pretty too. Which didn't help things was my wife's reaction. Because whenever she watched it, all she kept doing was making gagging noises and dry heaving the whole time. I'm like, baby, what's wrong with you? This is beautiful. This is romantic. Remember, in Texas, this is consensual. Don't get any ideas. I was like, why are you being insecure? She's like, I'm not. It's just, I didn't realize it till now, but you're way fatter than the last guy I did this with. Yeah, sex tape mythology aside, I still love her. But my wife and I are complete opposites. I mean, we don't look good on paper. Like, my wife is considerate. I'm not. My wife is beautiful. I'm obviously a project. I totally get that. I'm like a middle-aged, chubby version of Squints from Sandlot. I get it. But most importantly, my wife, she's hardcore Mexican, órale! Yeah. From Oak Cliff. Yeah. I'm like a World War II veteran, man. I've seen some things. We're 3 years in, I'm lucky to be alive. But I married a hardcore Mexican the same reason any other white guy would, for protection. I need to know that when we go on date night that I feel safe. And I don't want anybody messing with us, and I know they won't. You know why? My wife carries a knife in her purse. I'm telling you, you start trouble with us at an Olive Garden, she can turn date night into fight night like that. She is the first person that I have ever met that packs her purse like she's getting ready to fight crime. When we go out, we're like a ghetto Batman and Robin. And when you date a hardcore Mexican, you know where your place is. You're automatic with the sidekick. Which means I'm in charge of the backup plan in case something goes down and Batman can't get the job done. That's right, I'm in charge of the rape whistle. I love my wife to death, but man, sometimes that ghetto side comes out during the wrong time. Like during our wedding vows. We thought we would write our own, you know, to be romantic and loving. Turns out that hers was a warning label. She looked at me and she says, baby, I love you and I will do anything for you. But if you do anything like cheat on me, all I gotta say is, voy a ser verde divorciano antes. I'm looking at the preacher going, what does that mean? He's like, oh, you picked her. And she's like, nothing, babe, you have nothing to worry about. I'm just telling everybody up here right now that if you cheat on me, I'll be a widow before I'm divorced. I know, right? Now it's my turn. How the hell am I supposed to top that? But thank God I grew up during the peak of 90s R&B, so I knew the song to hit her from, you know? I knew the lyrics to a song that shows that you're still in love, but you're scared as hell. I said, baby, I love you too. But to be honest, I gotta tell you, my mind's telling me no. But my body's telling me yeah. The preacher looks at us and goes, screw this shit, I don't care, don't pay me. Recently told my dad I'm doing stand-up. Didn't go well. I don't know if it's what I told him or how I told him, because to him he thought I was coming out gay. I said, Dad, I finally figured out who I am, what I want to be, and I've waited 3 years to tell you. He goes, oh, damn, I knew it. He's like, you're gay, aren't you? I was like, no, Dad, I'm doing something, you know, that I enjoy doing, that I think I'm good at. And by the end of the night, I'm putting smiles on complete strangers' faces. He says, yep, that sounds like a gay party. Honestly, I think you should probably get tested. I said, no, Dad, I'm doing stand-up comedy. And he goes, well, son, you know I love you no matter what you do. But to be honest, I think you'd make more money being gay. I'm not gonna lie to you. So, I have a little daughter, and one of the things that she does that I hate is that she will compliment everybody else but me. Like my mom went out and got her hair done the other day, and my daughter noticed. She was like, Grandma, your hair looks so beautiful. You look like you're in your 40s. I was like, oh, let me jump in there. I said, baby, what do you think of your daddy, huh? How's he looking? Without missing a beat, she looks at me and goes, Daddy, you look like you're gonna die in your 40s. So yeah, boarding school was real easy to pick out for her. Now that I have a daughter, I hate Amber Alerts. But I've noticed that my reaction towards an Amber Alert really depends on what kind of car the child's been kidnapped in. Like my wife came on the other day and she goes, did you hear about the little boy that got kidnapped in a Ford Fusion? I was like, oh. She goes, what do you mean, oh, the child's been kidnapped? I said, yeah, but you said a Ford. All you gotta do is have all the cops, you know, check all the broken down cars. It's probably a Ford. And then I got a text message on my phone and it says, 12-year-old girl kidnapped, 2014 Range Rover. I was like, oh my God. What a lucky son of a bitch! A Range Rover? Are you serious? If my dad even knew that was an option back in the 80s, man, he would have been like, are you serious? I can get away with this? He'd be waving those creepy bastards over to come get me. I've recently started opening comedy clubs and everything. It's really started to take off, and I had my first weekend a couple weeks ago. And I've noticed that kids have been put on this planet to ruin their parents' lives. That's pretty much, because I had my first weekend and all my friends are texting me saying, great job, you're really funny. Coworkers are saying, you know, great job. My dad's saying, I love you again. It's like a big deal. Not even 24 hours later, I get a mass text message from my daughter that says, hey everybody, I recently became a woman. I've had my first period. And I was shocked. I was nervous, but most importantly, I was angry. She could have picked any weekend and she picked mine, man. She stole my thunder. That kind of joke actually is the reason why I have my kid every other weekend, so cheers on that one. I'm gonna do one more and I'm gonna get out of here. My grandmother was a huge influence in my life, mainly because she was under the influence most of my life. Like, I don't think I have one single memory of my grandmother where she doesn't have a beer in her hand. My first day of kindergarten, have a good day, baby. Little League, hit me a home run. First communion, what? Everybody else is drinking. And I didn't realize that my grandmother's drinking got out of hand because I saw some things that I thought were normal and they truly weren't. Like my grandmother would pick me up every day from school in a cab. And her reason was it because my education shouldn't get in the way of a kick-ass happy hour. It wasn't until later on in life that I actually realized that you could start up a car without blowing into it first. I'm telling you, man, that screwed me up for driver's ed, man. I didn't know where to put my hands or my mouth. But on a good note, all kidding aside, my grandmother has been sober for the past 20 years, so please give it up for her. Thank you so much. It's been a struggle. Mainly because she died in 1996. But hey, that still counts, right? You're all monsters. Have a good night. My name is Chris Evans.